Yeah, so by red pill, I mean people like Andrew Tate, like Nick Fuentes, and I think they influence men in a really bad way.
But, I mean,
I wouldn't consider Nick Fuentes red pill per se, maybe politically, but are you meaning more like the manosphere type stuff?
Manosphere, yeah, that's what I
I
meant,
wouldn't consider Nick Fuentes part of that. But I also wouldn't consider the manosphere, the red pill, causing men to be angry at women. And the red pill manosphere generally is not MGTOW, which is men going their own way, where they totally want to disavow women totally. So I think there's a lot of useful stuff that the manosphere talks about, and on a descriptive level, I agree with a lot of it as a traditional Christian. On a prescriptive level, meaning what we should do based on the way that society is, I differ quite drastically from the manosphere, because I'm going to return back to tradition and religion, as opposed to some of the remedies that they recommend.
Right. So I understand that like feminism is toxic and it's caused a lot of this, but like they're doing the reverse and it's really toxic, just as toxic. Like because like feminists,
I wouldn't say it's just as toxic.
Yeah, because feminists blame men for everything and they demonize men, and the manosphere people, they do the same to women. And
but okay, let's go ahead and grant.
Bad.
I disagree, but let's grant for the sake of argument, like let's say yes, red pill is mirror opposite of feminism. But when you say just as bad as, can it ever be the case that like the handful of like somewhat influential red pill creators have nearly the amount of reach and institutional power that feminism has?
No.
Oh, but I'm saying in the future, like I can see it being like.
I'm sorry, they're not going to teach red pill in college.
Well, it's a lot. I mean, it's just starting. Feminism didn't start like being really big.
Red pill. So, again, I disagree with your assessment, but even granting that like they're the mirror, they're kind of just like the ideology is bad. But you agree that some ideologies have more reach and influence than others?
Yeah, but some ideologies start off small, but they have the potential to expand.
I mean, sure, is it possible? I don't think it's probable. Realistically, though, currently, there's no way that you can actually make the claim that red pill is as bad as feminism.
Okay, but like look, for example, at what Andrew Tate is saying. Like he's saying, I have like 100 kids. To be a really powerful man, you have you have to like sleep with all these women. You get them pregnant. You move on to another woman. Like it's not toxic to say.
I mean, it might be better than the anti-natalist position of feminism, which is don't have children. Right. Focus on your career. Or put off children, or don't have children. I don't necessarily agree with polygamy, but I think that might be better than the anti-natalism of feminism.
No, but they say that feminism led to promiscuity, and feminism destroyed the family. Like if you practice like what Andrew Tate is saying, the result is promiscuity, and the result is like, there is no family. If you have 100 kids, you can't take care of your kids. You can't be a father. So the result is also fatherlessness, right? So I see this as being potentially very, very damaging.
Sure, but I don't think, again, Andrew Tate or anybody who advocates the same things as Andrew Tate has nearly the level of influence that feminism does.
It's growing. That's what I'm saying. Like it's growing.
No, Andrew Tate has been deplatformed since like 2022, 2023. Yep. His influence has waned substantially. He's been look, I don't know the truth of his criminal cases or whatever that are currently pending. There's some disputes as to whether it's sort of there's a political component there. But he's been attacked by the Matrix. He's lost vast amounts of his influence. And all the platforms, he's been deplatformed.
But he's got like millions of followers on X. Like he's posted something.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, he posts something like the next second he's got like thousands of likes and views.
Right, and feminism is taught at every single college in this. Feminism is taught at every single university and college in this country. There's thousands and thousands of universities and colleges across the United States. They have millions or billions of dollar endowments. That is power. That it's systemic. It's institutional power. And it's not just the university system. You look at media, you look at journalism, you look at news, you look at corporations, you look at governments, not just the federal level, but you can look at, the county, the city, whatever smaller jurisdictions there are. Feminism is so entrenched and steeped in all these levels of society. To say that red pill ideology, which is like completely and is completely small and insignificant in comparison to the power that feminism has across institutions.
Right, but I see it as a tidal wave. It's coming and it's growing and it's growing. So I'm not saying that feminism doesn't have more power. Of course it does.
Would you prefer red pill or feminism?
I think they're both toxic
if you had
and
to pick
awful.
One.
No,
if you had to pick
the
one.
reason I created this character is because I don't like extremes. When extremes.
If you had to pick one.
I would move to another planet.
You had to pick one.
Seriously. No, I'm not. I can't. No.
Okay. Well, I mean, you could, but
I just think they're mirror images of each other, and they're both just awful.
Okay, but I disagree. I don't think that, like Patrick was saying, as it relates to some of the prescriptions of the red pill, and the red pill, like what exactly is that? It's
very
kind of
it's hard to define it, but I think you know what I mean.
But some of the things, generally speaking, the red pill is talking about we live in a gynocentric world order. That's true. Divorce courts are totally lined against men and are robbing men from paternity and access to their children. That's also true. Hypergamy, that it's very difficult for men to find women that won't level up at the first opportunity that they have. That's also true. So there's a lot of things within the red pill that are very much true, just about the state of the world. And I may have my own differences with Andrew Tate regarding polygamy or how he does his own lifestyle and family organization, but most of his content is really getting young men to desire to become the best version of themselves. And I think if we want a more stable and less of a crime-ridden society, men, especially young men, becoming the best version of themselves is the best thing that's for everybody at this table, and it's going to make everybody at this table more safe.
No, but he's trying to make men in his own image, and that's not a good image for men.
Oh, I agree that your masculinity is not defined by your Bugatti and stuff like that. And I think if he was pressed, he would also agree with that. That's just part of his bravado and his persona and his online image. And that's where, again, in regards to the prescriptions, I would totally disagree. But I think the red pill is a necessary antidote and counterweight to feminism, just to try to level the spectrum and give young men the opportunity to re-envision and perceive the world in a correct way so that they can navigate it correctly, because there's a lot of odds that are stacked against young men. Like this whole idea about we live in a patriarchy and men are privileged, it's just not the case. Right. Young men, especially white Christian men in America, are the most demonized, and they have no privilege. What privilege does let's say he comes from a lower middle class white Christian male, what privilege does he have in this society?
Yeah, no,
none.
I get that, but there are a lot of things in the red pill that overlap with your general, conservative ideas, and that's fine. I'm not disputing that. I'm disputing all these different radical ideas that exist in the red pill.
Fair enough. Yeah, I would disagree with those prescriptions as well.
Yeah, so that's what I mean.
All right. Here's what we're going to